What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, it is Saturday, so I'm going to take you through my Saturday training along with announcing my next fitness endeavor. All right, so for those of you who are new to the channel, let me just give you a little background on myself. My name is Bryce Dettorre. I'm 35 years old. I am a father, a husband, a special education teacher, and a fitness enthusiast. The motto on this channel is DBA, also known as Don't Be Average, where basically I put out content is about trying to improve in every role that you have in your life. Like I said, I'm a father, husband, special ed teacher, and a fitness person. So I am always trying to improve on those. The main one that I am trying to improve right now, and another motto I live by, is trying to be not your average dad, NYAD. There's a lot of fathers out there on this channel that watch this channel, so I figured that is where my content is based, and that is one of my favorite roles, if not my favorite role, is being a father. So anyways, goal for today, obviously, to announce what I will be doing. I gotta go do a run right now. It's gonna be a 3-mile easy run, and then I'm gonna come back, jump straight into the conditioning piece of the workout. So I will be announcing my event. I'm gonna announce what it is, why I'm doing it, and why you should be doing it too. So I'm gonna knock out this run. Make sure you stay tuned so you can figure out what event I am doing.
All right, so let's give some updates about halfway through this morning run. Goal for this morning run, nice and easy. Should be able to talk while you're doing this run. So zone 2, heart rate is 148 beats per minute, and my average pace is about 10 minute per mile pace. So not very fast. Weighed in this morning at 218.3. I don't know if you heard that. That means my heart rate's a little too high. Slow it down a little bit. Now, when it comes to tracking your heart rate, obviously, if you have any type of fitness watch, you can track it. You can get a heart rate monitor for a little bit more accurate. But goal, like I said, mine is to keep it below 149 beats per minute. So nice and easy. Oh, that's a big dog. I swear, every time I go on runs, there's always stray dogs running around. Either big dogs, little dogs. And when you see a big dog, that'll jack your heart rate up. But he seems to be leaving me alone. So, anyways, woke up this morning 218.3, body fat 13%. So it jumped about 2% since I started to do almost this like bulking, maintaining phase. I upped my calories to about 3,200 instead of when I was in a cut at 2,600. So that's something that I've been doing for probably the past 4 to 6 weeks, I think. Now, right now, Cassie's cousin is out from Hawaii, so we've been doing a lot of stuff, eating out, and I've been snacking a lot. And my diet has not been on point, so I expected some weight gain. And like tomorrow, we're going to Knott's Berry Farm, so just kind of been enjoying the time visiting with family, which, if you do that, and you're a father, like most people on this channel, your diet's gonna suffer, and it is what it is. So anyways, that's the update with the diet. Update with my principal position that I applied for. I bombed the test, did not do good. Actually, the second test, which I thought I actually did good on, did worse on. And the section that I thought I did bad on, I actually did better on. So if I wanted to pursue the principal, all I would have had to do was enroll in a program. However, where I'm at in life, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, see, this is what I'm talking about. Little dogs. Always coming after me when I'm running. And it's always the little dogs that are never on the leashes. Because for some odd reason, people who own little dogs think that their dogs is... See? Part of me just wants to drop kick the dog. It's always little dogs. Anyways, if I wanted to, I could have pursued the principal position. All I would have had to do was enroll in an intern program, and I could have taken the job. However, if you guys follow this channel, you know I'm all about the NYAD, which is not your average dad mentality, something I'm striving to be for my little girl. So I don't want to look like the average dad. I don't want to talk like the average dad. And I don't want to love like the average dad. Meaning, I want to be a present parent for my daughter. And if I would have taken the principal position, I would have went from working 183 days, which I currently do as a teacher, to working 215 days with possibly longer days and longer hours. And with where the stage of life that my daughter's in, being 4, I'm going to turn 5 in November, being present is more important than a title and more money. And that's just where I'm at. So for everybody who supported me in pursuing the principal, I appreciate it, but just not the right time in life. Will it present itself in the future? I'm sure it will. And when it does, if it does, then I'll deal with it then. But anyways, we're about 2 miles in. Got 1 more mile. Then we go inside for some conditioning.
All right, so morning run is done. A little 3-miler. Stats for that. It's freaking hot out there. My stats for that actually run. 31 minutes, 42 seconds, and my average pace was 10 minute, 33 second per mile pace. So not very fast. Again, the goal for the easy run on Saturday is really just to be able to maintain a speed that you're able to talk comfortably. And you guys obviously saw that when I was filming. But I'm gonna switch out my shoes and then jump into the conditioning piece. But before I do that, I'm gonna announce what exactly I signed up for. So, September 20th, I wanna say. It's about 8 weeks out. September 20th, I will be competing. When I say competing, obviously against myself, beat my previous time, which I've never done it before, so I guarantee I'm gonna PR on this race. I am signed up to do a Spartan Stadium. I think that's how you say it. It's S-T-A-D-I-O-N, not stadium. I've never done one before. Now, what exactly is that? That is a Spartan race. So a Spartan race is a 5K with 20 obstacles. Now, I've done Spartan races before. I've done the Spartan Sprint, I've done the Spartan Super, Spartan Beast, done the Trifecta Weekend, but I've never done a Stadion, something that I want to try. So it's basically a 5K, so 3.1 mile race with 20 obstacles. But the difference between the Spartan Sprint and the Spartan Stadion is it's in a professional sports stadium. And this one will be taking place in the Angels Stadium in Anaheim. So it's also different because the obstacles, some of them are going to be the same, but some of them are specific to the stadion. So for instance, they have an assault bike, they have like the gauntlet, which is you run through bags, they have a jump rope station, they have a box jump station, they have a slam ball station, they have the traditional obstacles of like climbing over things, they have the rope climb, they have the spear throw, they have all of those with, like I said, some additional obstacles that I've never done. Now, obviously I've done an echo ball or echo bike. I've done jump rope, I've done box jumps. So I'm familiar with those obstacles, which I think will be pretty cool. Well, maybe that run did tire me out. But I've never done one before, and I've always kind of wanted to, but it's always just not really lined up with my schedule. But with where I'm at, I'm about 8 weeks out, so I think it's a good distance to kind of prep for it. So I will be focusing more on the running. I'll probably be doing more running at an incline because obviously since it's in a stadium, from what I heard, you like run up the steps. So that should be a little different. Obviously when you do Spartan races, you run up hills and everything, but not actual stadium steps. But yes, so September 20th, I think it's, like I said, if I look on the website, I think it's 62 days out from filming this video. So plenty of time to kind of figure out what my goal wise will be for this race. Obviously it's to finish the race. That's the main thing. Anytime I do a new race, it's always just to complete it and come out healthy on the other side. That's my main goal. Being a father, it's all about longevity. I don't want to get injured to the point where it affects either my job or my time with my wife and daughter. I gotta be 100% all the time. So anyways, it's 7:30 now. I'm currently at 5,800 steps. So now I will be doing basically a 30-minute AMRAP, and then that will be done for the day. So I should be finishing with my workout about 8 o'clock, which means once I'm done, Cassie and Adeline should be waking up. So I should be right on time to transition into husband-father role. But first, we got to do a conditioning piece. All right, so for today's conditioning piece, I kept it pretty simple. The goal was to do a 30-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. I took some movements from the Spartan Stadium that I will be doing. So it was a 400-meter run. As soon as I finished the 400-meter run, I went straight into a 10-calorie echo bike. Then I went straight into 10 pull-ups. Then I went straight into 10 burpees. Then I went straight into 10 box jumps. And then I ended it with 10 slam balls. As soon as I finished that, I would go back through and I would try to perform this, like I said, as many rounds as possible. The goal for a workout like this is to keep your body moving. You don't want to burn out in the first 2 minutes. You don't want to burn out on any single exercise. You want to keep a steady pace all the way through. And for the actual Spartan Stadium, you're going to be doing an echo bike for 10 calories. The pull-ups, again, that's just, you got to work on your forearm strength, you got to work on your grip strength, and then being able to pull yourself up. Burpees, just get used to those, because if you don't complete an obstacle, you have to do some burpees. As for the box jumps, I'm not sure what the actual height was. So I did 30 the first round, and then the other 2 rounds, I turned it on its side, and I did a 24-inch box jump. I'll have to look at that. But this will probably be one of my staple workouts moving forward. I actually may always just do it on Saturdays for the remainder of this training block. But when it comes to Spartan races, you want to get used to running compromised running, which basically means you're running while your legs and your entire body is fatigued. So doing the 3 miles prior to this and then jumping straight into this, it's a perfect way to kind of stimulate what it's going to look like on actual race day. So once the timer hit 30 minutes, then I was done. I only filmed the first actual round through just because I wanted to be able to focus on the workout. But give this one a try and then comment how many rounds you got below. So conditioning is done. A lot harder than I expected. I got through basically 3 full rounds. And then on the 4th round, I did the 400-meter run, the 10-cal echo bike, and the 10 pull-ups. And then I hit the 30-minute mark. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. I don't know if I haven't been conditioning as hard as I was when I was training for the Dettorre Atlas these past 3, maybe 4 weeks. I've kind of dialed it back a little bit. Like I said, I increased my calorie intake. I'm focusing more on recovery, not really pushing myself. So I kind of expected it to be difficult. I didn't think it was gonna be that hard. Heart rate, I was able to keep it actually zone 2 most of the time. On the runs is when I tried to dial it back down. Like I said, I don't know if it's the fact that I haven't been conditioning or the fact that I'm 218 pounds. I think that might be it, which if I have a goal weight-wise probably for the Spartan Stadium or Stadion, it will probably be to get back down to 205. I felt pretty good at that weight. I felt light enough. However, Spartan races are a lot of pulling yourself up. So if I could get to 200 pounds, that might be better, just because obviously if I go in at 218 pounds, all the obstacles that involve pulling yourself over like a wall or swinging from monkey bars or whatever, it's a lot of obviously holding your body weight. So if I could be 18 pounds lighter, that's gonna be a huge difference. So I gotta kind of figure out what I wanna do with that. But the reason why I am doing the Spartan Stadion, it really has nothing to do with, I guess, like the medal or anything like that. The main reason why I'm doing stuff like this now and trying to go after things I've never accomplished before or never done before is because, like I said, I got a little 4-year-old girl who I am trying to instill all the things that I suffered or struggled with. I wouldn't say suffered, but struggled with growing up. I don't want her to have to struggle with that, right? Like, I don't want her, she's gonna have to do things that are uncomfortable. For instance, she just had her first dance recital a couple weeks back, and it was something she's never done before. Luckily, she was very comfortable in that element, even though she's never been on a stage that big before. I think as adults, you can get comfortable of just staying in your ways and not having any reason to step out of your comfort zone. But when you have a child, it is a lot different because, like I said, it is the reason why I'm gonna try and do something that I am uncomfortable doing, because that way I can relate to my daughter when she has to do something for the first time. Because the thing with a child is pretty much everything they do is their first. The first time they go to school, the first time they ride their bike, the first time they go swimming without floaties, like all of that stuff is scary and uncomfortable. And if I could relate to her saying, hey, I've never done this before, you know, I'm uncomfortable, and tell her how I'm feeling, I'm hoping that she could see that and realize, like, I could relate to her on it. It's one of those things that, like, leadership, it's a lot. If I'm telling you how to be fit and this is the things you need to do to lose weight and all that stuff, but I've never done any of it or I've never struggled through it, you're not really gonna buy into it. But for instance, if you're a father watching this and you're like, man, I should probably try something. I've never done a Spartan race. I've never done this before. Like, go out and actually try and do something, whether that's public speaking, whether that's starting your own business, whether that's quitting your job and going after something new. I think as fathers and parents, we have to lead by example and do things we are uncomfortable doing. So that is the main reason why, is so that I could try and basically keep pushing myself and hopefully inspire my daughter to see, like, hey, this is what daddy does, this is what people do, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try and step out of my comfort zone. So that's one of the reasons, probably the main reason why I'm doing it. Another reason why, I've always, when I played football in high school, I always said I wanted to go pro. And I think doing a Spartan race inside a stadium is almost gonna have that, like, gladiator kind of feel. If you've been watching the channel, you know I'm obsessed with superheroes. I love Spartans, I love gladiators, I love, like, that type of stuff. So I think running up the stadium, doing stuff in an actual sports stadium, I think it's gonna have a different feel than actually being out, like, on a mountain in a Spartan race. So those are a couple reasons why. Also, another reason why, I'm a firm believer that working out is not as beneficial as training. And what I mean by that is, when you are not training for something and you are just quote unquote working out, I feel like I have been working out these past couple weeks, and my motivation to actually come out in the garage and work out is just not there. But when I switch over to training, for instance, if I have an event, so prior to this Spartan Stadion, I don't know how to say it, the next event I planned on doing was the High Rocks in December. Well, that's like 3 months out, almost 4 months out. It's hard, I'm not gonna train for 4 months. I'm gonna probably train for that for 3 months, which means for the next, like, month and a half, 2 months, I don't really have anything to train for. And I know personally, and I've seen it, like when my alarm clock goes off at 5 o'clock, I've been hitting snooze a lot more. When it comes to, oh, I gotta run 3 miles today, but I'm not training for something, I'll run like a mile, if that, or I'll just, it's not a big deal. And I know I'm slacking when it comes to following through on my commitments. So me personally, I know that when I have something on the actual calendar, an event, a race, something, my training, it's a lot more likely that I will follow through on my training. So that is another reason why I decided I'm gonna do this. So if you're feeling like you're kind of in that funk of where it's like, oh, I gotta go work out, I would encourage you to train for something, because it changes your whole mindset of why you're actually going out in the gym. So by putting this on the calendar and having X amount of days to train for it, like I already know what I'm gonna, like when it comes Monday, because that's when the training block starts. That's when I dial in my nutrition. I try to dial in my sleep, my recovery, all aspects of it, because it's a lot more enjoyable for me when I'm actually training as opposed to working out. So those are the reasons why I'm actually signed up to do the Spartan Stadium. All right, so now that you know why I am doing it, I'm going to explain to you why I think you should do it. So if you are a father, or anybody out there, but you are feeling like you are just going through the motions of day-to-day life, day-to-day routine, if you have caught yourself, staring in the mirror and not being happy with how you look, if you feel like you have a little bit more fluff around your midsection to the point where you can grab fat, if you feel like you have been tired lately, like you haven't been able to play with your kids or even just have energy to do stuff around the house for your wife, I would encourage you to sign up for the Spartan race. Now, obviously, if you're not in California, then you can't do the one in Anaheim, but there might be one that you can do in your area. And the reason why I would encourage you is because exactly the same reason why I'm doing it is training is a lot different than working out. This might be the spark that you need for yourself, and then to set an example for your children. Because ask yourself, when was the last time you did something that was uncomfortable and you were able to relate with your child? I also think that you should do it because, like I said, this channel is all about being the best version of yourself and trying to improve every single day in all areas of your life. So like I said, when it comes to NYAD, not your average dad, my goal is I don't want to look like the average dad. I don't want to talk like the average dad. And like I said, I don't want to love like the average dad. Is that not what you want to do? Like, do you not want to be considered a NYAD when your child sees you? Like, do you want to have that title of like, I'm not your average dad. I do things that the average dad won't do. And again, it's not like saying there's only one person, or if you have multiple children, but there's only one group of people, or in my situation, like I have one child, my daughter, she gave me that title, not your average dad. So I'm not saying I'm better than everybody else out there. I'm saying I am determined to be the best dad for my child. And why would you not want to do that? So if you're watching this and you kind of feel like you are in a funk right now and you are looking for something that you can be motivated for or something to train for with the goal of, like I said, 62 days from now or whatever it is, that you are better 62 days from now, better than what you are right now. And every time I've trained for a Spartan race or anything like that, the goal is obviously you're going to lose weight, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you're going to sleep better, you're going to have more energy, all that stuff. But in order to get there, you're going to have to develop certain qualities and traits. And the qualities and traits that you're going to need to develop in order to get across that finish line are qualities that you should be trying to instill in your children. I said, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, having a child is the biggest life hack, because like one of the things that I've been instilling in my daughter is Dettorre's do hard stuff. And then I'll ask her why. And she'll say, because it leads to good stuff. So I'm trying to instill in her that like doing hard stuff leads to good stuff. We were playing, I think, Candyland the other day, and she told me, don't give up, Daddy. We don't give up. So I'm
instilling that in her because I want her to have those qualities, in the sense that I'm not saying her life's going to be easy, because life is extremely hard and it never gets easy. But if you have that mindset of like, hard things are a part of life, you just don't give up. Like all these qualities that, again, this is what I want to instill in my child or my daughter. You may have different ones. If you have different ones that you think, hey, this is like some of the morals and values that I try to instill in my child, comment below because I'd like to hear them. But you can't try to instill those without actually trying to have them in yourself. It's like you'll be a hypocrite. And I caught myself, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I'm on a run and I'm not feeling it. I'm just mentally, I'm like checked out. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm just going to go home. And I could literally hear my daughter saying, like, we do hard stuff because hard stuff leads to good stuff. Don't give up. Like, and if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what's going to motivate you. But that right there, it was like a life hack, because I'm like, man, everything I'm trying to teach my daughter, the only way I could teach it is by living it and by doing it. Therefore, I have to become better. Like, that's a crazy concept when you think about it. But if you want to become better and you really care about your child, you will have to become better at the end of the day, because you have to set that example for them. And I think doing stuff like this, that's why I encourage you to sign up for the Spartan Race. And I think you should do it too. Because I'd be curious and I'd be willing to bet that 60 days from now, 90 days, whatever it is, you will have become a better person and a better husband and a better father to your child. So that is why I encourage you to sign up for the Spartan Stadium or sign up for a Spartan Race. If you are down and you have watched the video this far, then comment below NYAD, so I know that there is some fathers out there willing to step up. And then I would even comment below what you signed up for. If you're going to be at the Spartan Stadium, whatever it is, however you say it, awesome. Then I will see you there. If it's just a Spartan race, let me know. A lot of you guys always do comment different Spartan races you're signed up for. And I like to hear where you guys are doing Spartan races. I got a couple of people that are doing some in Nashville. A couple of you signed up for the Paris one in January. A couple of you guys signed up for Big Bear next year. Like all these different races. And obviously I'm going to try and make it out there because I think it'd be cool to run some of these races with you guys. But anyways, 62 days out by the time you guys watch this. Spartan Stadium, Anaheim, California, September 20th. I'm pumped. The goal is to look and perform my best so that I could be the best husband and father to my wife and my daughter. And I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see this documented, make sure you follow me on here, or make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, all that stuff. And then also follow me on Instagram, because I will be posting the whole journey from now until Spartan Stadium. You guys already know the motto: stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I'll catch you guys in the next one.